Making major moves. We going all in, like we got nothing to lose. We making moves. We making major moves. We making moves. We making major moves. We making moves.
Welcome back to my channel. I want to thank you guys for actively deciding to spend time with me. I'm just a guy in a Spider-Man mask, a cool one I might add. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just providing information and content already on the internet, and I just read it and present it to you guys in a way that may reach you or may not reach you. Whatever the reason is you found my page, I'm grateful you're here, and thank you for spending time with me. Let's get into this.
What is up, everybody? I am Mr. Man. Thank you for joining me again on this evening. Always, my pleasure to have you guys join me. Today I got a good one for you here, and I always start off with Jamie Dimon. Not always. I'm lying. I don't always. I never do. I know, but I always talk about him though. I do always talk about him. All right. Let's just jump into this here. So we're going to be talking a bit about Jamie Dimon, what he was doing, and then we're going to go into stablecoins, and then we're going to go into the RLN, which is the regulated. The RLN. We'll go into that after. It's still all new to me. I'm just doing what I can to present it to you guys. All right, in various ways by connecting these dots. Okay, so FedNow was going live in July. Okay. Here we have exclusive. This was yesterday. JP Morgan CEO Dimon met White House's Brainerd. That's Lael Brainerd. It's at the White House now. She used to be one of the, I don't know, say the chief officer or the chief something at the Fed. Now she left the Fed and gone to the White House. So these people are just moving around, with their people still. They're just moving around, shuffling around on the playing field here. The meeting agenda was unclear. Brainerd met with a range of business leaders, including Dimon, part of a series of meetings she has had over the last month with business, labor advocacy, and academic leaders. I wonder why she's meeting with him. The meeting comes as First Republic Bank's efforts to secure capital infusion continued on Wednesday, as the troubled regional lenders started to plan for the possibility it may need to downsize or get government backstop. First Republic, Jamie Dimon and JP Morgan are looking to take that over. That's what they're doing here. That's what they're doing. Okay. So from there, I want to show you guys where we're going now. So for them to shoot, when am I opening my ledger? So for them to roll out the FedNow system, when they go to roll it out, something needs to happen in our real world, okay? There has to be some kind of, like, the cough flu, the beer flu that happened, and they forced that and whatnot, and the way that they interact with us and how they get us to do what they want, right? They do something, they give a problem, and we just and that's our reaction, and then they provide the solution that they have created. And I've been watching them create this solution. What's going on there? Close window. Okay. So yeah, I've been watching them closely, and let me show you guys what we got going on here. Okay, I posted this today. This is my Twitter. I don't know if some of you guys are on Twitter, but give me a follow if you are. Check it out.
Hi guys, it's Claudia with Cabin Talk, and I am just about to lose it, okay? They are planning a pandemic. I am so sure of that. First of all, Bill Gates said there will be a pandemic and at least 30 million people will die. Boom. Then just now, Trump signed an executive order that there is going to be a new task force to make a better flu vaccine and a faster flu vaccine, because in case there is a pandemic, we are not prepared enough. And I am just about beside myself. He signed an executive order to create a flu vaccine task force. I mean, how much more clear can it get that we have mandatory adult vaccines just around the corner? Just around the corner. Okay, this is where we are at in this country. And I tell you something, if there is a pandemic, anywhere, there will be global everything. Because you know what? You know what will happen? All the countries will say, well, oh, we have to rally together because with airplanes, the viruses can travel so fast, and we all globally implement the same damn laws, which will be mandatory vaccines with toxic shit in our bodies that has not at all been proven effective or safe. But that's where we're heading. That is exactly where we're heading. Exactly where we're heading.
All right. So, we know things are lining up for something of this magnitude to potentially come out and explode, or something's going to happen to roll this out. The FedNow system, Canada's Link system, Europe, I think they're on T2 already. That was active as of March 20th. Europe had initiated T2 payments at that point. Stablecoins. Let me show you guys what I've been looking at now. So this is how everything ties in, okay? For anything to tie in, we need, people keep saying crypto regulations. What is it? What is crypto regulation? It's not crypto regulations. It's stablecoin regulations is what we're trying to get. They understand what cryptocurrency is. What they actually want is on and off ramp regulations, which is why all these bigger banks are purchasing these smaller banks, because the smaller banks like Silicon Valley Bank, Silvergate Bank, they were all on ramps. They had stable coins. They had True USD, which was TUSD. That's not Tron like I thought it was. It's True USD. And then there's Stably as well. Those two banks, there was a consortium of 5 banks together, and they had created these stable coins. Now they've all collapsed or collapsing, or potentially on the cusp of collapsing. So I don't know which ones remain still. Excuse me. But then the bigger banks can end up scooping those up, and now they can offer the on and off ramps, because the big banks can't do anything with crypto right now. Like they can't use, they all hold XRP. They all hold XRP. They all hold XLM. They hold XDC. They hold a bunch of these different coins, and they can't utilize them right now because there's no regulations. I have my belief that XRP, XLM, XDC are going to be considered right here global stablecoins, and I will give you my reasonings why that is based off of my readings, and I'm sure you'll begin to interpret it similar to how I do with the capabilities of XRP, XLM. They're both interoperable. They both offer a high TPS. They both are like convertible into any currency. You know, supposedly XLM is a fork, as Jeb McCaleb said, of XRP when he worked with them, then left, and then forked XRP into XLM, and then we closed it off so it can't be forked again. To me, it sounds like a wonderful soap opera. Like, I don't believe any of that. Anyways, this came out October 2022. This is now, to date this, March 23rd. The Financial Stability Board coordinates at the international level the work of the national financial authorities and international standard settings body in order to develop and promote the implementation of effective regulatory, supervisory, and other financial sector policies. Its mandate is set out in the FSB Charter. What is the FSB Charter? Where is it? What is the FSB Charter? This is the FSB Charter, okay? FSB Board Charter. This is their mandate, what they have to adhere to. Okay. You can contact them, find out more about them if you want. I don't know, bother them. So, here we go. So, this report describes the findings from the review that they were covering, okay? So, the recent market developments and the characteristics of existing stable coins. Then there's recent policy developments, including regulatory initiatives, and recent work of the SSB, which is the standards settings body, which is in section 2, and proposals to revise the high-level recommendations. There's always a revision. I learned that from Ninja. Follow the Economic Ninja. He's the man that teaches me so much about what's going on in the economy, and then I can relate that to crypto because I understand crypto with, I guess, the way I do. I'm beyond the fundamentals now. I've drowned it because I've taken in so much. Like, it's just like a fire hose. Oh, Anyways, here we go. There is no universal agreement, legal or regulatory definition of stablecoins yet. There is not. So that's what we're waiting for. That's why Ripple and XRP is in the court case right now. As I showed you guys, Gary Gensler of the SEC, works at the SEC, but he also works for this company, okay? He works for the Financial Stability Board. He works with them. He's on the steering committee. All right. The term stablecoin used in this report does not denote a distinct legal or regulatory classification. The FSB 2020 report, Regulation, Supervision, and Oversight of the Global Stablecoin Arrangements, describes 3 characteristics that distinguish a global stablecoin from other crypto assets and other stablecoins. Those characteristics include the existence of a stabilization mechanism, as we've gone in the BIS documents there, and they were talking about this, Group 1A, Group 1B. Group 1A is the tokenizations. Group 1B contains a stabilization mechanism, all right? So, describe 3, where are we? So, the existence of a stabilization mechanism. 2, the usability as a means of payment and or store of value, which means when you tokenize something onto that, it stores that value. It contains that value. All right. And 3, the potential reach and adoption across multiple jurisdictions, which means it has to be interoperable and change and can be convertible into any currency. Think about that. This has to convert into any currency here. The potential to reach the adoption across multiple jurisdictions. So whatever it is, this global stablecoin has to be utilized not just as a cryptocurrency, not just as fiat currency, not just as tokenization, but whatever else there is as well. It has to be able to convert into any and everything that it needs to convert. I only know 2 coins like that. I'm not stating it's XRP XLM. I believe it's XRP XLM. That sounds like it. The ecosystem of it, the function of it, definitely has key indicators for me. The 3rd, the potential to reach, I read that already. Okay, the FSB aims to finalize updated high-level recommendations by July 2023. So that's what we're waiting for. Ironically enough, FedNow service goes live July 2023. Are we going to see a court case come to a close before then? From now till July, we are in March, April, May, June, July, 4 months left, and we'll see what happens. Economic Ninja on YouTube is forecasting the banks, the big banks, the conglomerates, the GSIBs. You guys should know this by now. The GSIBs, global systemically important banks. JP Morgan on the top. I don't want to show you. You should know this. Just go back and watch one of my previous videos where I talk about the GSIBs. So, what else we got in here? So, strains in the crypto asset markets and implications for the stablecoins. After rising dramatically over the previous 18 months, crypto asset prices collapsed in May of 2022 due to macroeconomic pressures and financial market conditions, as well as crypto-specific events. To date, the collapse in crypto asset prices has been broadly contained within the crypto asset market. Broadly contained. Glaze over that. And has not significantly impacted the traditional financial system yet. I just added that, yet. However, this turmoil has confirmed vulnerabilities with certain existing stablecoins. Like what? What happened a few weeks ago when we had Silicon Valley Bank drop and we had another bank drop as well? What happened to USDC? USDC. It lost its peg. All right, so if you bought that dip and it went back up again, you made a pretty decent coinage there just for buying a stablecoin. Speaking of stablecoins, now in Canada, let me show you guys this. You cannot use them. Where are they? Crypto regulation. Here. I have a video on this. I guess a warning I put out back in February 23rd, actually, a month to this date, that states that Canada's crypto regulation against algorithmic stablecoins. Stablecoins can no longer be listed on crypto exchanges in Canada, algorithmic stablecoins they're done. Like they don't meet regulation at all because they need to have a stabilization mechanism, and they didn't prove themselves worthy, whether staged or real, I'm not sure, for the collapse of Luna. So that caused the whole algorithmic that eliminated the, them testing proof of concept, didn't work, failed. On to the next one. You have Tether, which is just a crypto stable coin. That'll be the next thing to fail as well. At that point, what are you left with? You're left with the collateralized stable coins backed by fiat in the bank, whether it's just hard fiat, whether that's bonds, whether that's other sorts of investments. I'm not sure. But it has a backing by something, right? So there's different types that they've created, and I say they've created, and they're allowing the ones that they don't want to fall. That's how they work, okay? So this here, the new measures of new crypto anti-stablecoin algorithmic regulations in Canada. They don't want algorithmic stable coins in Canada, and you're going to see this happen as a systemic thing as well. Everywhere else is going to do it. Canada brought it out. It might hit the U.S. as well because they can now say, oh well, Canada brought this in, so we can utilize this now in our considerations for how we want to regulate stable coins in the States. And then it'll go out around the globe as well. All right, Canada's just leading the way. This as well. Back onto stable coins now. Listen to this, okay? This is the Hyperledger channel here I follow. This is from today. I was watching this earlier. Financial Market SIGs. I'm not sure what SIGs means. SIGs, yeah. Anyways, listen to what they have to say about stable coins and money. E-money, digital currency, stable coins, public cryptocurrencies. Listen to this. I think it's like a 7-minute video. I hope it's not too long, but this will help. Everything I present will tie stable coins into cryptocurrencies for you guys and into our real world. Okay? I'm trying to show you how important stable coins are and global stable coins. Don't get hung up on cryptocurrencies. Get the cryptocurrencies that stable coins run on, real stable coins, with what he's talking about, okay? And what I will teach you and show you. Listen to this.
Utilizing a particular substrate are utilizing different varieties of blockchain. And the sovereign currency system is not. The sovereign currency system, if you think about the structure of the databases, so think about this: if you're visiting the Earth if you're an alien visitor to the Earth, and you're investigating our banking system, you look down on the Earth and you see there are about, let's say, 25,000 institutions, 25,000 banks around the world, and each of those 25,000 banks has their own data center, and within those data centers they have their own database. So that's the structure of databases in the existing banking system. And then you will further observe that those banks make payments to each other by sending electronic messages. And essentially what the messages are, the SWIFT messages, the Visa messages, the ACH messages, they're messages moving between different bank databases asking each other to make debits and credits on separate ledgers. And you contrast that to the blockchain ecosystem, and you come to some interesting conclusions. And the conclusion I come to, again, coming back to the original discussion around the tokenization thesis, the question for me is there a synthesis? Is there a synthesis between the sovereign currency system and the best of blockchain? Now, if you're a crypto maximalist, you're screaming at this point. You're in a rage. I apologize, but I'm going to continue down this path. And again, feel free when I finalize my comments to let rip. So, Vipin, if you don't mind going to the next page. So, I believe that there could be a thesis. Could be a synthesis between the sovereign currency system and blockchain, and what would that look like? And Well, it would not look like CBDC. CBDC, you have to understand in the context of Libra. Central banks didn't like Libra, and they don't want any challenge to the sovereign currency.
Wow.
They also fully recognize that the money issued by the central bank to the citizenry is being used less and less.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why the thought process is, well, let's have a CBDC, let's put central bank money in digital form, and that's one way of protecting the sovereign currency system. Well, to my mind, that's a very narrow frame of analysis, because the fact is that most economic actors don't only use central bank liabilities. They don't only use central bank money. For most of us, we use commercial bank money or PayPal money. It's all regulated, it's all sovereign, it's all a liability of a regulated institution. And the question that I asked myself was, if we're going to adopt blockchain technology in the sovereign currency system, why would we limit the scope to central bank money? And so the idea of regulated liability network is, you have to imagine that there is some kind of shared ledger, some kind of blockchain. And in that blockchain, what kind of money do you put in it?
Listen very carefully to him, okay? And if you know anything about XRP, XLM, XDC, this may remind you of it. I don't want to inject that thought into your heads. I just want to present the seed, and you can allow that to grow into whatever it wants to become if you understand how they work, okay?
And the money that you put in it, if you care about upgrading the sovereign currency system, is central bank money, commercial bank money, and e-money. And in the future, if stablecoins are properly regulated, you could even imagine stablecoins being in that network. So the regulated liability network is the idea of a common infrastructure, a common substrate that can process the liabilities of different regulated institutions. But it's important to understand that this is as much a legal structure as it is a technology infrastructure. So this shared ledger, this blockchain, needs to operate in the context of what's known as a financial market infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
A financial market infrastructure is a regulated value transfer system.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why it needs to be inside an FMI is because this payment system needs to be able to achieve finality of settlement. And finality of settlement is a legal construct.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a technology construct. It's a legal construct. And that.
So this is why it's not Bitcoin. Bitcoin cannot operate within their legal construct. People will think they're running away from the system. Bitcoin's free, we're free, whatever. It's proof of work. Doesn't meet the narrative. I feel like a rapper right now. Doesn't meet the narrative of green energy. No matter how you spin it, it does not fit the narrative. Meanwhile, you have certain coins that do, and people are talking ill about them. I don't understand. I don't know. I don't understand that shit at all. Part of my language. But yeah, they're all about Bitcoin because I understand they have this inherent, I guess, belief in freedom. It's all about freedom. That's not how you get out of the system. The way to get out of the system is to play their game and make your money off of their back, and then you get out of the system. Bitcoin is just electronic as well, controlled by somebody. All right, it's not just this free system given out there. Come on, what world is this?
That legal construct is brought to life within an FMI. So in blockchain land, I know that a lot of people have this phrase, which is code is law. It isn't, law is law. And so if we're trying to bring together the sovereign currency system and blockchain technology, we've got to bring together the code and the law to make make a unit, make a structure that works together hand in hand, the technology and the law. So this is the idea of the regulated liability network. What it really is a change of the structure of the databases. So just, go with me on this journey. In the 19th century, you had lots of different banks and they had paper ledgers. So if you went to that bank and you gave them your deposit, they would write in their ledger, I owe John Smith $100. And then in the 20th century, computers were invented, relational databases were invented. And so each of those institutions, they scrapped their paper ledgers and migrated their record keeping into data centers and relational databases in those data centers. So that's when you get this market structure or this database structure where you've got 25,000 banks on the planet, and every one of them have got their own data center, and inside those data centers are their proprietary books and records. And that's where we are today. And then payments are made by sending messages between those different islands of data. In this concept of a regulated liability network, we have a shared ledger. And that's the key difference between what we have today and what we have in regulated liability network is a common substrate which contains tokens that represent the liabilities of the participating institutions. And all of the participating institutions are regulated. So there's no Bitcoin on this network, I'm afraid. There's no unregulated stablecoins. Everything is a liability of a regulated institution. And then if we move to the next slide, and this will be the wrap up, I'll tell you about the proof of concept we're doing in the US. We're doing proof of concepts of this idea in other places as well. But before Christmas, we announced a 12-week proof of concept that's involving 10 of the largest banks in the US. My slides have gone a bit crazy. The names of the institutions are not appearing. You can find them on the internet because the press release was issued.
I put them out on my email.
It's okay. It's fine, Vipin. It's fine. I mean, basically, we've got 10 of the largest institutions in the US. We've got the New York Fed Innovation Center participating in simulated transactions on this regulated liability network concept. I cannot give you a preview of the results, but they will be coming out in early May. And I think we've drawn some very interesting conclusions.
So a shared ledger, let me just put this for you guys in another way. A shared ledger would be this, okay? This would be a shared ledger. Right here. Project Enbridge, all right? This is a shared ledger. All the CBDCs, the wholesale CBDCs are back here, okay? That's what this is. This is a project done by the HKMA, the Thailand digital currencies there, and the People's Bank of China, was it? No. Yes. And the UAE. That's what a shared ledger is. That's what this project, the RLN, is based off of, okay? Just so you're aware. So, regulated stable coins. I'll show you this here. We have this here. Where is it? Where's that document? Is this it right here? This should be it. We'll just take you guys through this, okay? I'm sure you've all seen this now. XRP. Nothing typed in there. I'm just taking you guys through me putting the pieces together there. Stable coins for cross-border payments, okay? Here you have RippleNet here, XRP, XLM. Here they're talking about regulated, right here, sorry. Regulated stable coins. How will stable coins act? Let's find out how they will act. Where is it? Payments Canada. Nope. Do I have it? Right here. Crypto conservative coins. Let's see how they will act, okay? How a stable coin is supposed to act. Zoom in here. The proposals floated by many authorities is to apply bank-like regulations to stablecoins, particularly if they become more widely used for payments. Like what? Like what? Where is it? Like what? For back here, you have the wholesale stablecoin moving back there, an agnostic currency, something that can go into every single type of currency, something like an XRP. All right, and on the front end there, you have Project Icebreaker, which is, let me go to that, okay? Icebreaker. Boom. This is about the CBDC. This is the CBDC. This is the retail CBDC now, doing the exact same thing, breaking new paths in cross-border retail CBDCs now. Remember, like I said, you have the derivative, the gold, not the derivative. You have the hard tangible, the gold. You have the wholesale CBDC, one that crosses the border into the realm of us now. You have the RCBDC. That's what they're working on there. All right? This is what they're working on here. I keep hitting this thing here for FX swaps and whatever else. PVP, payment versus payments. Okay? That's what we're on here. Where was I at? I don't remember where I was at. Oh, I lost my thought. What was I talking about, folk? Give me a second. Give me a second. The Ripple now quorum. This. Okay. This is where I was at. Thank you for waiting. Anyways, should this happen, stablecoins will themselves become the banks that crypto assets were meant to be. That crypto assets were meant to be. I know a cryptocurrency. I know two cryptocurrencies that act as stablecoins. They totally act as stablecoins. I know two cryptocurrencies that are very interoperable. When I say interoperable, I mean with any other blockchain out there, another ecosystem. They interoperate with the digital realm and our real realm, depending on what real world you're in. We're not the billionaires, so we're not operating in the wholesale side of things, but it operates back there. It'll transform into your Bitcoin should you want your Bitcoin. I don't know why anybody would. I see Bitcoin as a standard ETF for something like Jamie Foxx, like Jamie Dimon. Excuse me. For something like you walk into your bank, let's say you go to JP Morgan, and you have the representative like, hey, what are you here for? You're like, I want an investment. Okay, what's your investment strength and level at? I don't know too much. I'm pretty noob. Okay, cool. Well, we have these blue chip packages here for you guys here. This one has Bitcoin in it. This one has some of our bank in there because we want you to buy our bank. Right now, while it's sinking too, we want you to buy our bank and Bitcoin. Why not buy them both? We have this ETF here for you, just for you. Anyways, any innovation that provides people with more choice reduces the power of institutions that are too big to fail. Which institutions are too big to fail, guys? Which ones? Let's see. Let's see which ones are too big to fail. Which ones are too big to fail? Bam, bam. Which ones are too big? 2022 list of globally systemically important banks. Too big to fail, in other words. You want to learn the term GSIFI? FSB, GSI, FI. Boom. Here we go. Come on. Global systemically important financial institution. Too big to fail. That's what that is, okay? That's what that means. Too big to fail. Where was I at again? Way over here? No, not that one. All I do is read. Here. And increases access to financial services should be explored. With the right regulation in place, stablecoins could grow to play a valuable role in delivering these benefits. But they won't be able to do this alone. And they are far from the revolutionary vision of crypto creators. So guys, that's my conclusion. I honestly believe, and I have a firm belief, XRP, XLM, XDC are these global stablecoins. All right, I will show you this one more thing before I sign off. This is like this. Why when you go to Ripple's site do they have this? They know about it. The global stablecoin race is on. There ain't nobody else in no race. There's nobody else in a race, all right? The global stablecoin, GSC, there's no race. These They are the global stablecoin. I have a hard time. Like, I understand how people can think that they're going to dump on us. They're going to dump on us. They're not going to dump on you with the money that's the XRP that's in the escrow. The XRP itself will be potentially, and I still need to find out how, but this will potentially be backed by gold, backed by diamonds, backed by silver, backed by something. Backed by something. And I know this because the Bank of International, let's see if I can find it again. Oh, jeez. I'm going to open my list of stuff here. I'm going to show you guys my stuff here. Do I have the BIS? Yeah, I keep all these things. BIS, is it this one? 533. Basel Committee. This is what I do, man. I study these things. I can just open them up now because I've been through them. Prudential treatment of crypto assets. Where is it? We're getting closer. We're getting closer. Crypto assets. Here's the Group 1A, Group 1B, like I was telling you guys about. I guess you're getting the full thing. Here we go. If the peg to the market value differences. Okay, that's not it yet. That's not it. That talks about it, but that's not it. It's under SCO. Where are you? Group 2, exposure limits. Thanks for bearing with me here. I know I got it. I want to say it's like, here we go. Is that it? Classification. The crypto asset is either tokenized traditional asset or has a stabilization mechanism that is effective at all times in linking its value to a traditional asset or a pool of traditional assets. Tokenized traditional assets will only meet classification condition 1 if they satisfy the following. Here's the following for 1. Okay? There's bonds, loans, claims on banks, etc. Here it is, okay? Crypto assets that have a stabilization mechanism, the global stablecoin, will only meet classification condition 1 if they satisfy all the following requirements. The crypto asset is designed to be redeemable for a predefined amount of a reference asset. Predefined. So the price is already set. All right? We just have to be patient and hold till we get to that set. Or assets. So for example, 1 USD or 1 ounce gold or cash equal to the current market value of the reference asset, whatever the asset, notice the S, or assets. For example, the USD value, whatever that value is of 1 ounce of gold, the value of said reference asset to which 1 unit of the crypto asset is designed to be redeemable is referred to as the peg. All right? So the talk about the crypto asset being the peg that has a stabilization mechanism. Stable coins have a criteria to meet. All right? They have a stabilization mechanism, which we're talking about here. So they are talking about the stable coin. They're not saying that. They're not saying that. They're calling it a crypto asset and categorizing it as Group 1A and Group 1B. But if you put the pieces together, it has a stabilization mechanism, which means stable coins have a stabilization mechanism. Group 1A, Group 1B. You have USDC, which has a stabilization mechanism backed by fiat and bonds and whatever else they have. The global stablecoin will have something more grand than that. But thank you guys for joining me on this journey. I appreciate it. My partner's waiting for me because we're going to go eat dinner now. And I'm so appreciative she didn't have to wait. I mean, she could have eaten, but she likes to sit down with me and we chat, and she doesn't really care too much about the crypto conversation as long as she knows that I know what I'm doing. And I'm able to put the breadcrumbs together to present this to her and to you guys, then we're in a good way. All right, I'll see you.
Major moves. We going all in. Like we got nothing to lose. We making moves. We making major moves. We making moves.